Hi, I'm Andy Mulholland with RE/MAX Results and the Handy Andy Realtor team here in Rochester, Minnesota. Welcome to the April 2012 edition of Market Minutes. Today we'll look at how the residential real estate market here in the Med-City wrapped up for March. It's been an exciting spring so far with more activity than we've seen since 2008. But before we look at the details, we have a quick springtime tip for those of you with a sump pump in your home. Today we're going to talk about sump pumps, and some of you will have what we call a sump basin in your home, and that is this this manhole cover type of thing in the basement of your home, typically under a stairwell or in a back closet, utility room. And what it is a 3 to 4 foot basin underground that's covered by this plastic cover. Now some of you may also notice that you have a tube sticking out of it and some wires that are plugged in. What that means is that you not only have a sump basin, but you have a sump pump installed that will pump water out from underneath the foundation of your home. So the way this works is we have drain tile that runs on the inside and the outside typically of your foundation wall. And drain tile is plastic corrugated tubing with holes drilled in the side, covered by gravel, and it allows water to drain through it and then drain into this basin. Now, once the pump notices that there's water, it rises to a certain level, the pump triggers on and pumps the water out the tube and out the side of your home. So if in the springtime after heavy rainfall you notice a tube out the side of your house that has water pumping out of it, that's what that is. Your sump pump is pumping that out. So each spring is a great time to make sure that the pump is working. The earlier the better. Try to get to it before we have any heavy rainfall. So what we're going to do is just pop off the cover and check to see what's going on in here. Now some of you, like I said, may not have any pumps in here. You'll just have the plastic tubing, but you won't have a pump. It might be a good idea to add a pump just as an extra precaution in case it were to fill up with water. It makes sure that it will pump it out. This setup we have here is we have a main pump, a secondary pump, and a battery backup. That way we're covered if the power were to go out on the home. So if you have a sump pump but you don't have a battery backup, you may consider that $200 to $300 and you can have a pretty nice setup with a battery backup. This unit also has a trickle charger that's always plugged in and it keeps the battery at peak performance at all times. Some people even go as far as to have an alarm installed so that if the water were to reach the higher level, the alarm would go off and it tells you that something's not working correctly. So to test our sump pump, what we want to do is find some water. And so the best thing is just to fill up a bucket of water. What we'll do is just pour this water right in. And now we can see the pump has activated and the water is starting to recede, and it'll just go until it's low enough that the pump shuts off. And you can adjust that height, so if you want the pump to run longer, to take more of the water out, you can do that as well. So once we're done testing it, we're just going to run the wires where they need to go and then pop our cover back on. And that way nobody can fall in. So that covers the basic functionality and testing of a sump pump. If you have any other questions, please let us know. We'd be happy to help. Now on to the activity we saw last month. In March, there were roughly 812 active listings here in Rochester, which is still down about 20% over March of 2011. The average list price was just over $212,000. The fact that we're down in inventory means sellers are seeing fewer days on market and getting better offers. Buyers have a bit less to choose from and may have to be a little bit more aggressive when going in to make an offer, especially on the better listings. Did you know that the average home in Rochester sold for 96% of the asking price in March? We did have 365 new listings hit the market in March, which is a healthy number for our spring market here, but still only slightly more than we saw in March of 2011. Last month, we had 114 homes close. These sold properties had an average sales price of $173,000 and an average time on market of 147 days. Year to date, we've seen a 25% increase in the number of homes that have sold when compared to 2010. Another great sign of a growing market here in Rochester. We also saw a whopping 194 homes see signed contracts on them this past month, which is also up over last year. These pending sales had an average list price of $194,000 and an average time on market of just 96 days. We want to remind you again to log into our website at searchforrochesterhomes.com to search for every home for sale in Rochester. The site is set up as a direct feed from our local MLS, which means every listing from every company is listed there, and it's updated every night at midnight with the newest content. Some of you use this site regularly, and we're glad to hear you find it helpful. Thanks again for watching this month's edition of Market Minutes. I'm Andy Mulholland with RE/MAX Results and the Handy Andy Realtor team, where we are real estate done differently.